get really excited about, and then horribly disappointed by it. So what we do is very simple. We sit down with a friend, and we an event in their life, and we discuss what got them excited about it, what they actually liked about it, where it went wrong, and what disappointed them. And then, because we don't like to end on a negative note, we have them explain what they would have done better, how they would have made it their own. Today's episode is my friend Nick Sharp. Nick is what we so lovingly call an otaku, which means he's a huge fan of anime, which kind of makes his choice all the more prevalent, since he picked Dragonball Evolution. This movie is ridiculously bad. I had to watch it, and it was a pain to watch, as someone who likes both anime and loves movies. So, getting to sit and talk to Nick about this in a camper at 11 o'clock at night was a joy. It really was, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. This is I Want to Like This, Dragonball Evolution with Nick Sharp.
Originally, the poster had red writing on it too, but so I made the banner look like it.
All right.
And then the I Want to Like This logo. It's fun time.
I shall enjoy this.
How's it looking? Good? Are you recording already? You fucking asshole.
Really?
He does this to me. Like, I used to do this to my guests, and now he does this to me just to try and catch me on shit. He did this with the intros last week. Yeah, so he likes to just start it recording, and then I feel like an asshole because I say something to make myself laugh, and then he has it on there, so I look like a horrible person. And then I try to get him to cut it out in the edit. He's like, I'm not cutting it out in the edit.
This is the blooper reel, and
My whole life is a blooper reel.
I need some pointers then. What am I doing wrong?
He's shaking his head because I already peeked the kid. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. I Want to Like This. Today's episode number... Fuck. You know what? Screw that. This is not the intro. We're going to cut it right here. Restart. Hi, everyone. Welcome to I Want to Like This. I'm going to make you cut it. I'm going to make you cut it. He's going to cut it. I will make him cut it. Anyway, welcome to I Want to Like This. Today, my guest is my friend Nick Sharp.
Greetings and salutations.
Nick decided to pick a movie that, as an anime fan, I love the choice. As an anime fan, I fucking hate him because I had to watch it again.
Yeah.
And that is Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah. That's a cancerous tumor just waiting to happen.
I'm kind of amazed that no one, because I've done a lot of these with my anime friends so far, who go to the conventions all that, and no one's picked this yet.
Probably because they're trying to avoid it.
I think it's because they're not the... Can I tell you one of the stereotypes you notice when you sell anime-related products?
Yes.
You know who the biggest fans of Dragon Ball Z are? African-American males.
That is so true.
It is! I don't know what it is about Goku and Vegeta, man, but the African-American otaku community fucking loves them. And, like, I think, like, the white community has moved past it, but the African-American community is like, no, motherfucker, they were it.
Yeah.
That was the one.
These are the dogs. These dudes don't take mess from anybody. I mean, Goku, he's, like, fun-spirited. That dude, like, drinks a bottle of cognac, but, yeah, you know, he gets his booty from Chi-Chi, and he has Gohan, he's getting straight A's, but he doesn't care, but he flies around and whoops some ass, comes back home.
I think he cares about his kid getting straight A's.
Well, I doubt that.
Not as much as his wife.
Yeah, no, she's all about it. Goku's like, yeah, you know, whatever, he saves the world. He gets a B+ in, like, biochemistry. I'm not gonna complain, because I'm Goku.
Yeah.
I drop spirit bombs on people.
That's a great fucking quote right there. I drop spirit bombs on people. Oh, that's a fantastic place to start. So we already know you are an anime fan. That's why you got excited about this.
Yes, to an extent. I was like, come up with a topic, and I was thinking about it, and then Dragon Ball Evolution came to mind, and instantaneously I thought, why would I think of that? That's just terrible. I don't want to subject anyone to that.
But that's the point. Like, I didn't think about this when I made this podcast because I got mad about a movie too.
Yeah.
Mine was Green Lantern, And you know me for years. I'm always in a Green Lantern shirt. Even when I'm in a dress shirt, I usually have a Green Lantern shirt underneath.
Yes.
I love Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, and I love the Green Lanterns all together. John Stewart, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner. But, like, that movie legitimately just made me foam at the mouth angry. And I went on this vitriolic tirade with my friends when we saw it because they thought, it was okay. I was like, no, it wasn't even okay.
No, you can't say something that you think is going to be great is okay, and then you watch it, and then it's kind of like going to a puppy store and they're all dead. No.
My dog barked at that. That's my dog Zeppelin. Don't mind it.
Okay. Items. Oh, my bad.
Don't make puppy jokes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to offend you.
He's dumb. He's not offended. He just knows there's people. Zeppelin!
I got that to turn down right before he did it. He didn't peek.
That third voice is Jerry on the podcast for the first time. So you got excited because you're a big fan of Dragon Ball, and you loved Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Both actually.
Good. Because like I love Dragon Ball more than I like Dragon Ball Z is cool. Because I watched that when I was in junior high and high school, whatnot, because it was on Toonami.
Yeah.
But like I love Dragon Ball, like young Goku tearing shit up around the countryside with Bulma, finding the Dragon Balls and it being about the Dragon Balls and that whole quest. That was cool because it was an adventure quest.
Yeah.
And if you're a kid in a small town or whatnot, like you're in a country farm and then Goku's from the mountains and everything, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna use Goku as my avatar to see this crazy world that doesn't even exist, so I'll never see it myself.
Exactly. I mean, having Goku go from like simple mountain man to like being the savior of the planet, I mean, he had to go through a lot of like difficult situations. I mean, he had to come across people that he couldn't beat, but then went through some extensive training and found a way to beat them. It's just a baseline structure of how you grow in certain situations that you can't face or overcome. And I think that's why everyone loves Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, because when it comes down to it, bottom line, if you get knocked down, pushed over, you feel like you just hit wit's end, you're gonna look at Goku or Vegeta. They always get knocked down, but they always find a way to get themselves back up, and they always persevere in the end, and they feel that much better about themselves. And in doing so, they're that much stronger as they do it.
All the Saiyans are stronger for having lost before. Yeah. Oh, that's the perfect way to put it. So that totally encapsulates why you can tell you love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Now we actually have to talk about the film.
Oh, God.
Oh, here's the worst part.
What?
The first step is you have to actually mention stuff about it that you might have liked. I know. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I had to think about it. I watched it twice today just to think about this because I had to write the good. And if you look at this, there's my list of, like, I have a notebook and I have my notes. But it's the good, the bad. The bad goes on the other side of the page too.
Oh my God! I believe it too.
It's so bad. But is there anything you liked about it? I will preface this with one thing. Like, if it's hard for you to find anything good to like about it, the creator, Akira Toriyama, right? When he saw the picture, he legitimately got so disgusted. It's why he continues the Dragon Ball Z series in the movies. Like, the reason you get a slew of new movies like the Battle of the Gods and all that, it was Akira Toriyama was so disgusted with what they did with his characters, he had to create new things with his characters.
Yeah.
So that the last thing on, like, IMDb and everything that came up with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was not that film. That's how much he hated it. This is how shitty this movie was, by the way, for those listening. The critics did not even get a pass at this. They never showed this movie to critics. This movie is responsible. There were 2 other movies lined up based on anime titles alone that were slated after this. And when this movie happened, not came out, happened to the world, they went, nope, we're not fucking investing in this shit. And they pulled out. Evangelion was going to have a live-action movie. They were filming it actually in Japan. They lost like $42 million because they never made it because of this movie. Because they're like, live-action adaptations of these in big screens don't work because of Dragon Ball.
Wow.
Yeah. And Evangelion is like fucking god over there.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball and Evangelion are just these gigantic franchises. And they're like, nope, we're not investing in that shit. So if you have a trouble finding anything good, I totally understand.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can dig deep and see what's good about it. The credits. That was the first good thing.
No, because the opening credit has that terrible voiceover.
Oh God, you're right.
It tells the story. You know what's cool? You know what I like that's really cool is when you see the Dragon Balls in the cartoon, they're just flat and they're orange and they have red stars. In this one, they were kind of reddish orange and they had these yellow orange stars, and they would float in the patterns of the 4-star or the 2-star, but they would float and they would spin around inside the Dragon Ball. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It gives them kind of this mystic flair that they're not like just solid orbs. They're literally like living things. I thought that was cool. And then, God, I'll go through my good list to see if you have any ideas. I like that they actually attempted to have the scale of the journey. Like, it feels like they try for that first season feel of Dragon Ball where he meets Bulma and he goes on the journey.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that was a cool attempt, but I think they picked the wrong villain to do that with.
Yeah.
The Effect of the Stars. Roshi is pretty much the same character.
Yeah.
He's still kind of a jackass lecher.
He is.
My favorite one of my favorite like comedy beats in that whole movie is when he catches Bulma. He just happens to be gripping her ass, and he instantly drops her and apologizes because he's like, "She'll shoot me."
Yeah.
So that was like character steps that were kind of true to it. The director's not a bad director. Okay, I have notes on this. So the director of this movie is James Wong, and he did the first 3 Final Destination movies, and he wrote 1 and 2, Run and 3. He did not direct Final Destination 3D,
Okay.
which is like the 4th or 5th one, because he was making the Dragon Ball movie.
Wow. You know what? You take your priorities serious, but I think he should have stuck with what he knows.
He should have stuck with Final Destination.
Yeah. Because, no, you don't go from, oh, a bunch of teenagers die on a roller coaster to, oh, Goku's gonna collect all the Dragon Balls, transform into a big monkey, fight a slug man, and then the world is all good.
Okay, you ready for this? You ready for that stereotype I told you about?
Yes.
Black men?
Yes.
The writer of this movie is Ben Ramsey, who is an African-American gentleman who makes, like, action-heavy films, like, Blood and Bone, and The Big Hit. So he writes and directs B action movies for himself to be in.
Yeah. Wow.
And then,
No.
Blood and Bone wasn't that bad. It was Tony Jaa White, so it was okay.
The producer of this, though, it's co-produced by Stephen Chow. That name sounds familiar. He's the producer and writer for Kung Fu Hustle.
Okay, I
So-
like Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle is amazing, but there's only a couple moments where you see that kind of thing. Like, in the fight with Roshi, there's kind of it, but in the opening fight with his grandpa, he kicks a bug into his grandpa's mouth, and I'm like, and there's the total close-up, and then going in, I'm like, that's Kung Fu Hustle, that's Stephen, that's Stephen Chow's,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's cool. Those were my good moments. Like,
So the first 3 minutes of the film.
no, the
not
first
even-
3 movements suck. That 4-second clip where he kicks a bug off of a clothesline into his grandpa's mouth to get a lead before his grandpa knocks the crap out of him. That's it.
The credits.
No, we already said this. The credits are much worse than he remembered.
Yeah, you know what? Certain parts of that movie, I think I've seen so much of that I just blank it out.
I'm okay with James Marsters' performance in it. You
Yeah.
can tell he was a fan and he actually wanted Piccolo Diamo to have a weight. So that was cool. They never refer to him as Piccolo Diamo. He's just Piccolo, but whatever. Demon King Piccolo. Roshi is Chow Yun Fat. Bulma is Emmy Rossum. You know what the biggest film she had done before this was? The Phantom of the Opera remake.
You're kidding me.
So yeah, she went from that Academy Award-winning musical to Dragon Ball Evolution.
That's sad.
Yes, it is.
She goes from
And
singing.
she's never recovered.
Yeah.
She really hasn't. It's quite
Nobody
sad.
has.
No, Justin Chatham is who's Goku. He and her are now playing characters in a show together, but they're like lover characters now, so it's really weird. There's so many things. They're like, it's based on the Piccolo saga, and I'm like, kind of, but it's it's missing a lot. Like, I remember the Piccolo saga. Like,
Yes.
And it's just like, this is missing a lot of stuff. Where the fuck is Krillin?
Where's Tambourine? Okay. Yes, exactly.
Where's Pilaf?
Yeah.
I told it, like, if they had made... Okay, you know what? We've already gotten through the good. That was the shortest I've ever gotten through the good. Because I'd be like, the cinematography. But the cinematography on this movie is so flat. Like, there's nothing to it. It's like a fucking film student's take on big-budget cinematography. So we can just get into the bad.
Okay.
What the fuck did they fuck up?
Oh, Lord. Okay. I will give them true credit for building up the characters that they are. But when you start off with Goku it lives out in the woods with his grandfather. And I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be like a little mud house or something, or something that's somewhat reasonable. Why is it a two-story like I would want to live in it?
Yeah.
Like,
he
seriously.
doesn't live in a humble abode of like a Buddhist, right?
No.
Like his grandfather was. He's in this giant fucking like modern house. Also, it's supposed to be Japan, but it's filmed in New Mexico and Mexico.
Yeah.
And then also, it's not even supposed to be Japan in the series, because they try to influence Japanese style with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like Akira Toriyama based it off of Into the West. He based Dragon Ball off of the legend Into the West, which is Chinese.
Okay.
That's why Goku fights with a staff.
Yeah.
That's why Goku rides it. Like Goku rides a cloud. He's based off the Monkey King.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, even if you look at the way Goku's dressed in the show, he's dressed like the pants that are bloused at the bottom, the shoes that he wears. Those are all Chinese things. The way his grandpa, when they depict it, the way Roshi dresses in Chinese stylings. Like, so while they're like, oh, it's Japanese and blah. No, it's really a Japanese guy telling a Chinese story as a modern fable. And then you have this, like, third hand where it's a bunch of Americans who hired an Asian director who's not even Japanese to tell a Japanese man's story that's a Chinese story. Like, there's just so many, like, where the fuck did we go? Like, there's so many layers that it's like, this is just building up, and these aren't even good, these aren't even solid foundation layers. It's not like an onion where, like, the layers are just good all the way.
Yeah, it's like a Brussels sprout that you just don't want to touch.
I was gonna say a giant turd sandwich, but I like the Brussels sprout
Right.
one.
No,
Yeah.
because see, then the good layers on the top, because bread is great.
Yeah.
Shit is not. Like, this doesn't have shit at its core. It's like if you made the fucking KFC Double Down with cow pies instead of chicken. It's like, it's bacon, and it's cheese, and it's this tangy sauce, and then shit. Sandwich between shit.
I would actually consume that before the Double Down.
It's probably healthier.
You'd feel less bad about yourself in the long run.
I would feel like I would have been lied to. Like, I expect chicken, not cow pie, sir.
It's better. It's better for you.
With the way they raise their chickens, it probably is.
Very
It's
true.
more natural.
Well, it depends. It depends. Are these free-range
It's just
cows?
cornstarch.
Are these free-range cows, or are they fed corn?
I don't
We're
know.
getting off on a political topic.
Okay.
Back to what we hated about this movie. Aside from let's get right off the bat. This script is like you have to start with a good script, and this script is shit.
It is entirely. I mean, it just jumps around so much, and it's like we're gonna take a snippet of what Bulma really is in the series, and then we're gonna put our little M. Night Shyamalan twist to it, and then we're just gonna throw it in this script. And Bulma, I want you to be as perverted and technologically advanced as you possibly can. Goku, we're gonna put product placement on you, get some Axe body spray, Axe hair gel, and then boom, you're good to go. Shoot a command.
Oh, he does use hair gel in this movie
Yes.
at one point.
Yes. Yes.
No, you know what I feel about it is this came out in 2009. I feel like this was Fox going, oh, we got the X-Men in the Marvel franchises, but we didn't get Spider-Man. How can we connect to the teens? Like, if you watch this movie and the way Goku is the guy who's bullied and the way he's the loser in school, he's fucking Peter Parker.
He is.
He's Peter Parker, and Chi-Chi is either Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane. And he's just, I gotta get Mary Jane. And Mary Jane's dating the dickhead jock, who really can't compete with Peter anyway. But, she likes Peter more. But she's dating the jock for some fucking, like, they never make these characters redeemable. Like, in the end, like Flash Thompson, who Gwen Stacy was dating before Peter in the comics, and I'm going to throw in my nerd cred for fucking Marvel real quick. Like, they make Flash Thompson a better like, Flash is a redeemable character. He's kind of a dick to Peter, but that comes from his own insecurities and all that. They never do that in these movies.
No.
Where they're just like, they're faceless dick brains.
Just throw him right there, just have him do what he does best.
Just be a dick to the kid. Oh, I ran over your bike. What are you gonna do about it? My grandpa told me not to fight. Uncle Ben said not to fight.
Wow.
Right?
The only thing good about the new Spider-Man movies is that Flash had that moment. Sorry about your Uncle Peter.
Yeah,
And
right?
then he gets punched in the face.
I like you being here for recordings. You're fine to chime in. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it feels like they made him, like, that's why they pick him as a he's a teenager. In the show, he's 10 or 12.
Yes.
And I'm fine with him being, you know what it is? It's the same problem I have with Batman and Batman Forever.
Mm-hmm.
When they're gonna we're gonna have a Robin. Oh, cool. So you're gonna explain how a 10-year-old boy watched his parents get killed in front of him. No, we can't do that. Well, you did that with Bruce. Yeah, but we can't have a 10-year-old boy fighting crime. What would that say about Batman? How irresponsible to take a child out there. He's a sociopath in a rubber suit fighting fucking poor people with his billions of dollars. It wouldn't say anything that his actions already haven't said. He's obviously insane.
Yes.
But they have this fear of putting the kids in the danger spot, and it's like... That's my mother going to work. I'm okay with that being on the podcast.
And then
I
all
love
of a
my mom.
sudden the camper starts moving.
And the podcast just went mobile, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a giant Dodge Ram dragging us. Woo!
I don't
Dodge!
know where we're going, but I'm not going to be at work tomorrow.
That's not a plug for Dodge, by the way, unless Dodge wants to sponsor us, but they're not going to want to sponsor us. I have to say this. My stepmother got that when she worked at Chrysler before they laid everyone off in this fucking town. And she took the truck in her severance package.
Damn.
Suck it, Chrysler.
Yeah.
I'm a Chevy guy anyway. Or a Mini Cooper. If a Mini Cooper wants to sponsor us, they could totally give us a car. We will record out of it.
Exactly.
Or Chevy. Anything Chevy.
Yeah, a hybrid would totally be cool with us.
Yeah.
We're all about that ecosystem.
We really are.
Yes.
So we have the teen drama. Instead of him being an innocent young boy, he's just a hormonally challenged fucktard.
Yes. I mean,
White kid.
He just, like, with Goku in the series, he starts off like he doesn't know anything, so he's...
Doesn't even know what a woman is until he meets Bulma.
Exactly! He's like, what's that? What's a vagina? Boom, there you go. In the series, in the movie,
He doesn't... in the movie, he doesn't have a fucking tail.
Yeah, that's totally... No, wait.
How does he become Ozaru if he doesn't have a tail?
Maybe he keeps it hidden. They never said anything.
Oh, yeah, he keeps it inside of him like a turtle does his head.
Yeah, maybe.
Where's
that would explain.
Wait,
that
where's
would
he
explain-
keeping that
That
inside of
would
him?
explain all of the pent-up sexual frustration.
Or why he's always got that awkward, disgruntled face look. Where's that tail really hiding?
You know what?
Maybe when he meets Bulma, it starts wagging.
Oh! I met Emmy Rossum with a pink hair, with blue hair strip. My tail would wag.
Alright, now that we've had our bro moment for the evening.
But no! In the anime, Emmy Rossum is a beautiful, talented girl. I'm allowed to be sexually attracted to that and not objectifying her.
True.
I'm allowed to think she's a beautiful woman.
It's like many
Fuck
people
on.
in Scarlett Johansson.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous and she's funny.
Yes, she is.
Funny side note: have you seen Avengers yet?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it awesome?
It was amazing.
Avengers just came out a week and a half ago. Yeah, all of us here have seen it. We love Scarlett Johansson. Do you know she was pregnant for almost the entire filming of that?
You are... Wait.
They CGI'd the belly out at some point. When they went for reshoots, they CGI'd the belly out.
You're kidding
No
me.
joke.
Wasn't she pregnant when she was shooting Lucy?
No.
No, that was
Okay. I thought someone said that she
No.
was pregnant during that.
It was Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How amazing is that?
That is.
Yeah,
Right?
ScarJo's the best.
Right?
Dedication
Awesome.
at its finest right there.
There's a whole other reason I love her. Because she's like, no, I signed on to do this. I'm not going to cut back I'm a goddamn fucking role model for women. I'm not cutting back my action scenes because I'm pregnant.
Exactly.
I got this. I mean, maybe her kid will hate her later in life, but nobody knows. I'm like, I hope she does. I hope her child doesn't. I think she's a fantastic human being.
Yeah.
But then again, kids are a gambit. You don't know what they're going to turn out like. You could be the best parent in the world. They could be dickbags. So aside from my affinity for Emmy Rossum, but no, when you first meet Goku, he doesn't know what a girl is, and they use the tail when he's looking for her tail as like an analogy for her not having a penis because he doesn't understand how females work.
Exactly.
And you lose out on the innocence. Like at one point, I think Goku tells Bulma what the Dragon Balls are, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, you're doing this wrong! Okay, what else did you dislike? Because I'm ranting.
Oh, what else was there? The way they built up Piccolo. I mean, Piccolo has, like, he just has, like, simple garb. He doesn't have full body armor like he's going to mosh pit in a rave with, like, Cell and Frieza. He's like, I just can't explain that any further. I saw it and went, wait, no.
I don't think they wanted to paint James Marsters that much green.
Well, it's either you're dedicated to the cause or you just don't do it at all. You know, it's like
what I feel.
And I'm gonna throw it out there, and it might be in a future podcast. I don't know, but Avatar: The Last Airbender. When you move your hands for more than 5 minutes, you've already lost the fight. As opposed with the series, you just flick your wrist. There you go. You deflected a fireball. What are you gonna do now? Who knows?
Oh god, the fight scenes where. Okay, so costuming sucked in this.
It did.
Because they're doing that thing where they're like, we're gonna bring it into the modern era. Well, this kid's supposed to live out in the woods with his grandpa. The modern era is Bulma.
Exactly.
She comes into his life. Before that, everyone's just in like kung fu gear. Literally kung fu gear.
I'm surprised they didn't throw like Skechers in there for some product placement for for Goku's fighting boots. Skechers, name brand fighting gear.
Let's be honest, they would be Nike.
Oh, you're
Skechers
right.
doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah,
They're
you're
just
Yeah,
right.
but this was 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skechers were. I think
That's
they were
true.
kind of at their apex at that time.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
This was right before they had the whole horrible fallout with the shape-ups and Kim Kardashian. Because everyone's like, that bitch doesn't wear those shoes.
Yeah.
That bitch doesn't do anything.
I wonder if she was trying to audition to be Frieza's final form. Thank you.
Okay, so, oh god. So the script is terrible. The costumes are terrible.
Yes.
The effects are, aside from the Dragon Balls, they're just so fake looking. Everything in this movie, like once you see Ozaru, he's so fake.
Yeah.
And he's in it for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, why don't you just make a giant fucking monkey?
Yeah, just terrorize the area. Everyone's a target, not.
Well, yeah, but
Oh,
even if you did the whole thing where he's controlled, which is such a stupid fucking storyline, like, okay, so 2,000 years ago, Ozaru and Piccolo in this story tear up the world until 7 mystics, 7, they keep with the number 7 a lot for the Dragon Balls and everything.
Lucky number.
Yeah, trap them. 7's a big thing in Asian cultures and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's a big thing in all cultures. So they trap him. But Ozaru suddenly becomes a baby 2,000 years later, and he crashes on Earth? I don't get that. That's a major plot hole. You know what else is a major plot hole? Right off the bat, they talk about how Piccolo is trapped, and then they go, until now. That's it. They don't show Piccolo escaping. They don't explain how he's free. He's just free, tearing shit up.
You know what?
Maybe his prison sentence was up. It's been 2,000 years. Get out of here.
You made bail, Piccolo.
Later.
Letting you go on good behavior, although you shanked your prison mate.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Go on ahead. That dude killed like 85 people anyway.
Do you need a ride into town? Are you good?
Oh, that Asian assassin lady who can transform into people. She's waiting for you. Okay.
Have fun.
You know what? I think your social worker will be happy. He'll definitely trust her.
Yeah, no.
And then Mai's with him, and there's no Pilot. Like, I think they just... I love Piccolo in the series. Piccolo's awesome. He has this really big growth because he's 3 different people.
Yes.
He's Kami, he's Piccolo, he's Piccolo Diamo, and then he's Piccolo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he becomes a whole nother person. And that's really cool growth, right? And you see him and the kids that he makes to fight Goku and the whole nine. And it's a really cool arc. And I guess they touched on him making the kids, but instead of, like, spitting out eggs, he fucking gives up his blood and they make it with a magic Namekian device.
That sounds so familiar. Hold on, let me see what other movie that was in. Oh, that was in the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
It
when
was.
Ivan Ooze
It's Secret of the Ooze.
caught the Loogie and made the Tengus.
Wow.
Wow.
The Tengu Warriors. Oh my god, they were rad.
Yes, they were. They were probably a lot better than what I saw in Dragon Ball Evolution.
They were. Just random green amorphous creatures that get thrown into lava that are only there to make a bridge to a Dragon Ball. By the way, at this point in the movie when he does that, we've already seen Roshi jump like 50 feet in the goddamn air floating. Like, why didn't Roshi just jump over there, grab the ball, and come back? Nope, Goku's got to throw these assholes into the lava and walk across them. That's not how bodies work. That's not how lava works.
No, not at all.
I think we all saw the terrible episode 3. We know how bad lava is.
At least to an extent. I mean, if you've seen the second Broly movie, which most people don't really relate to, not a lot. People prefer the first. I mean, how Gohan uses lava to try and combat and defeat Broly for like 2 seconds. You know, it shows it's useful, but not useful when you're up against like a meat train with a power level of 1 bazillion. And I say bazillion because I think there's an actual number, but I've yet to look it up.
It's 17. No, it's not. It's 1,700 million. It's something ridiculous. Like it's an extra. It's like a billion.
Either way, it's over 9,000.
It's
Yeah.
easy.
And the joke has been made.
I was wondering when that would be said. I was like, I'm not gonna be the one to do it. It's gonna be Nick. Nope. Jerry shows up. He's like, I've got this. I'm gonna run with this. The casting is not good.
No, I would.
Like
no.
I love Chow Yun Fat, but man, you're not Mutan Roshi.
No, God. I honestly feel if they would have changed the entire cast around and got some people that were more into it, like someone that's actually going to sit down and watch, like, I don't know, a saga or a season.
James did. James Marsters did.
Really?
Which shows in his work with Piccolo, because when he talked about Piccolo, he's like, I feel like Piccolo's like this Shakespearean arc. Like, he doesn't feel like he should have been in prison. Now he's out because all he can see, instead of the beauty, like he's floating over the world. Instead of looking at the beauty, he's either consumed with his anger or just staring at his feet, contemplating what he's going to do. He doesn't see the beauty in the world around him. He just sees the idea of revenge and world domination. And I was like, that is a man who put time and effort. And James Marsters, you know, formerly Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he eventually played Milton Fine, Brainiac in Smallville, which this feels like Smallville so many times. Where I'm just like, white guy, Asian girl, he's got superpowers, and Goku's kind of the Superman of the East.
Yes.
So it makes perfect sense that that's like, yeah, that's Superman and Lana Lang right there.
Just letting everyone know we're giving mad props for Goku and that whole death battle thing. I honestly think
Superman wins.
Yeah, I know, but still, I think...
Oh, yeah, he would tear it up, but
Oh, yeah.
Superman wins.
Yeah.
Just for the sheer fact that all of Goku's attacks emit light radiation, which is exactly what charges Superman's body. That's like trying to throw Superman into the sun. Eventually, he gets so close, he gets so superpowered by it, he just goes to you and blows himself. Like, eventually he'll die because it's too much power, but he'll kill you first.
Jesus. Yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right. I love both these characters. I love comics. That's why I have a problem when everyone's like, Batman's better than Superman. One, you're wrong. Neither of them are better than the other. They're
Exactly.
equals. That's why they're best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, well, Batman has kryptonite, bullet, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, because Superman gave it to him. Like, if Superman loses his mind, he knows Batman has that. He's just going to fly up into the upper atmosphere, absorb as much sunlight as he can, and irradiate heat vision down on the Wayne Manor with the fucking radiation of a goddamn nuclear bomb. Like, just burn Batman till he's just carbon on the Batcave floor.
Ironically enough, I can see that happen.
Right? No, I can't, though. The reason I can't is because Clark, like Goku, because I'm going to bring it back,
All right.
Goku and Clark are powered by this idea of hope and that everyone can get better. You've always seen it in Superman and in Dragon Ball Z is he constantly is giving the people he defeats, the people he has to fight, for for the safety of the world, chances to back out of it, chances to be better. He gave Frieza like 3 times. He's like, we don't have to do this. You don't have to die here. We don't have to destroy this planet. He did it to Vegeta. He let Vegeta go.
Yeah.
Right? He let Piccolo go. He could have made sure Piccolo died for good. It wasn't except for he snapped and he drove his head through the Piccolo Diamo in the series that he even killed King Piccolo. Like, and Superman, except for Doomsday, he doesn't kill anyone.
Unless you go, I'm just throwing it out there. If you throw the Ark into the alternate universe.
Oh, yeah, but that's a man who's had his whole world destroyed, and that's what it would take. Like,
yes.
For Superman to go crazy enough to kill everyone would already have to be dead on this planet. Because the planet, the idea of life on this planet, is what fuels him with hope. It's what fuels the Spirit Bomb for Goku, is life on the planet. So, like, that's why they're analogous, and that's why this whole idea... But this Goku in this movie doesn't have that kind of feeling like he likes humanity because he's bullied. He's got the Spider-Man fucking angst bullshit going on.
Yes, he does. Like, he just wants to, like, show up one day with an AK and go apeshit crazy, except for that one guy with a Snicker bar.
It's funny that he would...
guy.
Where's the Steve Buscemi in this? He doesn't even have any. There's no Krill. Okay, here's one of my major complaints. They do this in these movies where they don't make them the age and they don't make like the more ridiculous characters like Oolong, because they're like, we can't have a talking pig that shapeshifts in this movie. It's not realistic. Neither is getting 7 balls together that make magic. Okay?
Very true.
Once we're already ready to take this giant leap of these superpowered people shooting energy beams out of their hands, I think we're okay with a talking pig. Just do the talking pig some justice.
Yeah.
Do the little boy who can shoot lasers out of his hands justice. And we're cool. Like, we knew what we were getting into. We came here, you capitalized on the idea of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z to make this movie to get a bunch of people in there. Just give them what they want. Yeah. And they didn't do that. They're like, we're going to do this, and it's going to be, like, Dragon Ball Evolution, because we're going hard now for the American audience.
Oh, God, no, they didn't. No. It was like, they have to add, like, this one spice to this ingredient. You don't do it. It's bland as hell.
Oh, my God, I fell asleep twice. I had to go back to where I fell asleep and watch it again, because I fell asleep fucking twice in this movie. It's so dull. And what was it? You know what they said at the end of every Dragon Ball episode. On the next exciting adventure of Dragon Ball.
Yes.
I didn't have an exciting adventure.
No, because this is all what it was. I think it was all because of budget. Because, you can't CGI replicate a talking pig. Because they're like, oh, no, we can't do that. That's a couple $1,000. What about Poir? No, can't do that. No
talking floating cat.
No, exactly.
I will give them credit for one thing, because they cast white actors and Asian actors in it, right?
Yeah.
So they did allow for the interracial romance going both ways, because a lot of times there's a double standard in Hollywood where it's like, it's okay for a white guy to like a black girl or a white guy to like an Asian girl, but they never do the reverse where it's an Asian man or a black man liking a white girl.
Yeah.
And this one they did. Like, Bulma legitimately has a romance, for as shittily as they wrote it, with Yamcha, and Yamcha's a Korean man. So I was like, good on you. Yeah, at least you did that right?
To a point. Well, yes, there's no point. It happened.
Yeah, and, like, it's something that happens in the comics. So, like, at least they got the relationship angles right. I don't know what they went with Yamcha's look. I'm fine with the actor. Like, I'm not blaming any of the actors here.
Yeah.
The dialogue is so dry, and the sound on it makes you feel like all the lines were 80 yard.
Yes.
Like, I don't know who did sound engineer on set, but they obviously did not do enough work.
Probably
fell asleep too.
Boom's in the shot.
All the bloopers are just everyone asleep.
What was my line? Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, do I do the Kamehameha now? That's at the end. Where are we at? We're 3 minutes into the movie. Oh, so you're fighting your uncle.
What?
Oh,
my
shit.
uncle? What's going on here?
Where am I?
And they do the prophecy arc, like, this boy is destined to be this monster, and blah, 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 blah. The whole world centers around Goku. Like, the world doesn't center around Goku until he gets out in the world and just starts doing stuff in the series. He just happens to keep falling into things because he's an idiot and he wants to help people. Like, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. His grandpa dies at Piccolo's hands instead of his own, which is kind of, you know...
I guess that gives it some... the twist is there.
It's a revenge plot the whole way.
Back to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
It is. It's
right
the Ben Parker
Spider-Man,
bullshit.
Yep.
Oh God. So his grandpa dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, let me get some help. And his grandpa's like, no. And then he buries his grandpa. Doesn't call mortuary or anything, just buries his grandpa in the ground, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't call anyone. We're supposed to go, oh, he goes to school, there's police, there's blah, blah, blah. He was going to call someone for help. He knows to call for help. But his grandpa dies, he just buries him in the fucking yard and takes off.
Like old freaking Yeller.
Yeah.
Except this dog raised me.
Oh my God.
The worst part about it is,
I just had the worst, like, why did you have to, Yeller, like, that's just, no.
Okay.
Oh, Yeller, and...
It's a moment, it's magical, just go with it.
The worst part about it is, though, they reference his grandpa's death by someone he doesn't even tell. Like Roshi's reaction when Roshi's all, I'm invincible, my grandpa's dead. Fucking, like, Chow Yun-Fet's like, oh, I just got crushed because this guy I trained and I was friends with is fucking dead. He got murdered by Piccolo. Okay, that's a cool moment. But then, so, he doesn't call anyone, he doesn't tell anyone, he just buries his grandpa in the yard, right?
Yeah.
Somehow, when they run into Chi-Chi again, she's like, I'm sorry about your grandpa, I heard what happened. Who the fuck told you what happened? Your house collapsed on him or something. Yeah, something like that. That's the line of dialogue. I have it written down. Apparently your house collapsed on him? Yeah, something like that. That's what he not. No, this guy killed him.
Doesn't he light the house on fire to cover it up?
No. It doesn't light the house on. It's half dilapidated.
Oh, okay.
He just leaves. He walks. So my idea is that Chi-Chi's always known where he lives, and she just kind of stalks him. There's no Ox King either, by the way, which upsets me.
Yeah.
Who was Gohan's best friend is Chi-Chi's dad, which is why they have a connection in the first place. And so the fight scenes.
I feel okay. Let me throw it down like this. I've seen better fight scenes out of fan-made Dragon Ball Z movies on YouTube than I've ever seen in this entire movie. Granted, I will give them the credit that they did work in throwing a roundhouse kick, and possibly maybe throwing a decent punch. Chow Yun-Fat knows what he's doing, and Yamcha, the actor that plays Yamcha, of course he knows what he's doing. So one could only assume that I don't know, like who decided to go, all right, Goku, I want you to give a roundhouse kick to Chi-Chi, and then she falls in love.
She does get mad at him for a second. Like, you couldn't tell that wasn't me, motherfucker? She's just like, oh, you're dumb. You'll just buy whatever happens. I'm going to fall in love with... Fuck you. Also...
That could be a great song name. You roundhouse kicked me in the heart.
And I fell in... You roundhouse kicked love into my heart.
Country song
just
number
Chuck
1 hit.
You know what the...
strumming them. Roundhouse kicked you in the heart.
To make you love
I
me.
think he can play an acoustic guitar, actually, so maybe.
I just picture that song being
dressed as Walker, Texas Ranger still.
Banjoing it up. Just banjoing it up. Or steel guitar.
Oh my god.
Okay, back on.
Okay. That was a great tale. You know what it is for me?
Yeah.
In the fight scenes, they rely on the chi so much. They're just throwing laser blasts at each other the whole time. And I'm like, the fights were never like that in the series. Like, the fights, the energy blasts were always like the kill-all, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there were always the physicality. Like, they threw punches. They hit each other. And it doesn't there's no moment where you just see fucking spit fly from Piccolo or Goku's mouth where they just punched each other in the face. There's none of that. There's none of the physicality where, like, at the end of a fight, Goku's in just tattered clothes, bruised up, bleeding from the mouth, bare sighing. There's none of that. None of the gripping physicality of the fights, which I think are such a are such a big part of why fans love those action scenes in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Yes, we can make all the jokes that the key attacks take fucking 5 episodes for a goddamn spirit bomb to get attacked, and that's just editing. But at the end of the day, those fights, like before you get to the big blow, those fights are so visceral for a cartoon where they're just literally beating the crap out of each other.
It just it makes that monumentous like point in your mind, in that particular point of your lifestyle, that okay, for perfect example, Goku versus Frieza. That fight on a dying planet, and they went at it non-stop.
Yeah.
They threw like key attacks every once in a blue moon, but they were going at it, going through mountains and punching the hell out of each other.
Yeah. Frieza is fighting to kill Goku because he knows he'll survive. Goku is just trying to make sure Frieza can't get to the rest of the universe. If Goku has to die, he's taking Frieza with him.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that this doesn't happen anywhere else. And there's that fucking... He has to win. Both of them have to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the fights on this, like, the way they made them fly, like, when they made them fly for the fight, Goku's hair doesn't even get taken by the wind. Like, there's no... Like, even in the series, like, Goku's hair, which is always sprung up, is, like, swicked back by the wind as he's going for a fight. Like, it adds that, like, momentum to the feeling of it.
Yeah.
And this felt like,
Axe hair gel?
No, this...
I was just...
Yeah, no, what this felt like was, a Peter Pan fight, like a cable fight on stage. Like, real graceful, but not, like, nothing that felt like a fight.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like Peter Pan flying up the pirate ship to swashbuckle, Captain Hook. I know it's a girl in tights on a cable. I don't believe that she's going to stab Hook.
Not at all. Maybe humiliate him in the process of the fight, but...
Yeah, and I don't feel like Hook's trying to kill it. Whereas you get in, like, a good fighting scene in just so many action movies, which they could have just taken off of that. Like, the producer... There are those moments in Kung Fu Hustle where you're like, oh my god, he beat the crap out of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you obviously know that, like, violence and the physicality is nothing to the director of Final Destination. He had a guy get his head cut off from the jaw up by a piece of tin that was on train tracks. My favorite death in movie history, by the way. I'm not going anywhere near you guys. You guys are next. I'm done with it. Whoom. Get dead. Oh, it skipped to the next person. That's right. This is how this works.
There's a brief pause when then they're like, wait, how did that...
Oh, we saved him, so it just skipped to him. Oh. So, like, the physicality should be there, and it's not. One person gets cut in this entire movie, and it's Chi-Chi to get a blood sample to change into Chi-Chi.
Oh god, I forgot that for some reason.
Because you didn't watch it twice today.
No.
He
No.
hasn't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
He didn't subject himself to that.
I think
again.
I had to,
Yeah,
because
he
I
subjected you to that.
Well, I saw this. I saw this when I was in Afghanistan. When I saw this when I was in Afghanistan. If I didn't have enough bad things happen to me already,
One takes the cake.
This was really the moment where I was like, you know what? Maybe suicide's not a bad deed.
Mortar strike! Oh, I better go catch one.
My family would have got the life insurance. Whatever.
You know, Afghanistan's bad and all, but I
that
think
Dragon
I
Ball
the
Evolution
Dragon Ball
movie.
Evolution, that just made me want to jump off a bridge.
That's how I felt about the Man of Steel movie. That really questioned my will to live. Just like that whole movie questioned Superman's will to live.
He's bearded and chiseled now, but works on an oil tank.
Whatever,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
These things happen for a reason.
Why do they want to? Why does Hollywood want to make our bright and shiny heroes fucking terrible and dark?
Because Hollywood is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, Warner Brothers and Fox are terrible and dark. Marvel and Disney seem to get it right.
Oh yeah.
That's like if they had like Maury Povich like direct the next big hit movie.
Maury Povich? I would watch that.
Really?
Just to see what he does.
Yeah, because there would
The
be a lot
curiosity
of
factor.
drama.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maury, if you're listening, we have an idea for you.
It has to be about unwed mothers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It has to. Who don't know who the daddy is. It has to be about one woman's struggle to decide whether or not to have an abortion or not knowing who the father is. I could write this script for you, Maury Povich.
You just have to direct it.
Yes.
It kind of make it like a rendition, like the next book of 50 Shades of Grey. like 30 Shades.
I'm not that terrible a writer.
No, I don't respect that. I'm just saying, like, 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Really took it home, but I'm just saying.
So we know why we hate this movie. It's terrible.
It is. It really is.
So it comes to the final fucking question.
Yeah.
How would you make a Dragon Ball movie?
Like how it's supposed to be made.
Okay, tell me your story. You have 2 hours. You have 90 minutes to 120 minutes.
All right.
How do you tell the first Dragon Ball movie?
I would start off with just the simple story of how Goku came to be.
1 second. My sound engineer, Jerry, our director, is losing his shit because there's a plane flying overhead, and he's like, I can hear it on the microphone. Planes fly over places. I don't have a soundproof building to record this right now. I'm sorry, listener at home, if you're annoyed by the plane sound. We're going to get back onto our conversation. So, you would start out with Goku. How old's Goku?
Well, we're just going to kind of do like a quick summary of like, I started off in this weird, like how he would describe it. He'd go like, I grew up in the mountains, and I don't remember much at a certain age, but I know I helped my grandfather out, and then it got real sad that my grandfather passed away, and I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I steadily grew up, and I started to meet these people, and these people started to show me these things that I never knew about. I finally learned what a girl was.
So, whoa, you're going to start with, like, Goku already having done a quest for the Dragon Balls before.
We're going to basically start off to where he was like a teenager.
Okay, so you still keep with the teenager.
Yeah, but it's teenager steadily going on to him becoming an adult, because it's going to just boil down to, he's a teenager. What does he face now that he's a teenager going into the adult life?
So he has a history with Bulma.
Yes.
So we already know Bulma, we already know Yamcha, probably Krillin and Master Roshi.
Yeah.
So this is like him. Does he have like conquests? Have they found the Dragon Balls before? Or?
Oh yeah, because I mean that
so Pilaf is in the back history.
Yes.
Sweet. I love Pilaf.
It has to be. I mean, how can you not have him there if you don't have the wish for panties?
Even if he's not a tiny blue midget. Like, even if he's just some short guy with a Napoleon complex trying to conquer the world, I'm fine as long as Pilaf is there. As long as they're like, this guy wanted to find what a great fucking aspiration to find the Dragon Balls. I'm going to find the Dragon Balls, take over the world.
Yeah.
Done. That's it. I'll just wish to be Emperor of the world.
I mean, it's just going on how it goes off like that, and just getting to where he is now, or where he will be when he gets older.
So you have like an opening narration with like shots and pictures and like the adventures he comes up to.
But I mean, there's going to be certain parts where he's actually going to shoot a Kamehameha wave. It's
Yeah.
going to show where he goes and headbutts King Piccolo, and Piccolo is born. It's not none of still life stuff. It's going to be.
So you're going to start already with a Piccolo already in existence. You're not going to do the Diamo story.
No, well, I could, but I mean, you got to go somewhere. It's already been done, basically, So I would do it like that, and just basically show him in the house that he should be in. I show him that he just got married to Chi-Chi, and just build it up from there, He still has his power pole, which he hasn't attached from, oh god, I remember Curran's Tower to, the, Overlook.
Yep.
And, yeah, I mean, come on. I would love to see a movie like that where he's training, and he's still steadily perfecting the Kamehameha wave and learning new attacks. And
who's your villain?
Well, let's see.
Because the way it sounds like this, you're starting off right as Dragon Ball Z instead of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you in a movie sense jump straight into the Saiyan saga right off the bat with Raditz.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because if they just got married, they just have their son has a 4-star ball, you pretty much have your story right there.
Sure.
Because then Raditz can then be introduced. You can actually show the Saiyan pod coming to Earth with awesome effects, and just show how the Saiyans were. Because Raditz is the person that it kind of introduces Goku into that world, but Goku doesn't remember because he has amnesia. But
and he was a baby in the first place.
Yeah, it's just a steady build-up. And I would love to see that, especially that fight where Piccolo and Goku go at it against Raditz, and then, of course, the Special Beam Cannon going straight through them, Goku sacrificing his life, and going through yet another saga where this could be like a build-up to
the whole situation was build up to Raditz. Raditz is the first movie's villain.
Yeah.
So how do we? Okay, so we start off with a Goku, and we acknowledge his backstory and like previous shots and all that.
Yeah.
And we bring you to. Do we go to like the reunion on the island on Hermit Island?
Oh yes, that has to happen.
Well, is that where you want to start out? Like when he first introduces Gohan, with all these established characters who we don't know in the movie except for. Like, how do you explain how he knows all these characters? Do you do that with, like, a voiceover of Goku's head as when he greets people and he sees people that you explain, okay, that makes sense.
I would, yeah, because then...
Because you have to remember that while we love Dragon Ball Z and most of the people who saw that movie love Dragon Ball and everything, don't worry about it. It's going to happen. Not everyone who first saw that, like, that was going to be their first exposure to Dragon Ball. Because they were friends of people or they saw the hype and it was a summer movie. So you still have to give the narration away that, you know, this is someone's first experience with it. And that's my only question with yours is you jumping really fast to a whole list of characters that already exist. Which can work if you introduce them the right way.
Yes.
Because movies do that all the time where you have a character who's already established, but you have, like, the 4 or 5 central characters. I'm just wondering if you limit who's all there in this first film. Because not everyone is there in the first time around.
Yeah. I mean... Well, yeah, because then you can also introduce Shenron. I was also thinking of the lines of also...
And Shenron, too.
Oh, yeah. And how they would meet, you know, through martial arts and everything, you know. It can also kind of build up, like, if a movie like that was to ever be released, and then you can go on the lines of, like, oh, man, I don't know what Dragon Ball Z is all about. Well, my friend is avid into this, so I'm going to borrow his... Because, you know, there's at least 5 or 6 people that own... the Saiyan Saga box set somewhere. I know I own it.
Or the sheer fact that with a movie franchise, you can usually do tie-in comics, you can do tie-in animated shorts, you can do all that stuff to give up the pre-base of who these people are. So there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm curious as to where you go from there, because if that fight with Raditz is the final fight, right? And you do like an after credits scene that shows that there are Saiyans coming.
Yes.
Right? So you have that. You have Goku on the path. I don't think the path has to be shown outside of that.
No. We can make a small reference to it, but then...
It's more about the training and
exactly.
the time coming.
If you did a second movie, you could cut to he went through the path.
Yeah.
And then he's training, and then it starts as him
Well, my
training.
thing is, you have this establishing. So you have to establish Goku as this hero. You have to establish the history, right? But if Raditz is the villain, that's it. It's just Raditz.
Yeah.
There has to be some reason to tie in how Piccolo comes in, which makes me think, are you getting sound from it? Blah, blah, blah. But there has to be, let's just do this.
Darkness.
Okay, so.
Brother Darkness.
Yeah. All I can see is your glasses. Reflecting the light.
That was my life
but no,
story.
But yeah, so my tie-in is we have this one big fight. So the introduction of Raditz has to have somewhere before the end of the first act. Like the first act really has to be that first 10 minutes where you learn his history, and then Raditz shows up.
Yeah.
And fucks everything up. And then the second one has to be the quest to try and get back to get Raditz. Like Raditz has to knock Goku the hell out the first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then it's got to be him trying to track down Raditz to get his son back. And having to find Piccolo, and a fight has to happen there.
Those two going neck and neck against one powerful foe, I mean, that's going to be very monumentous, because it's 2 against 1. I mean, in the martial arts world, when you have 2 people trying to fight one foe, that boils down to be like a really good fight, depending on who's fighting who, or what's their specialty in. And with Goku and Piccolo, I mean, just trying to at least land some decent hit on them. I mean, come on. Why not?
I agree. Also, I like the idea that it is a reverse of something you would see in the action film all the time, because it's usually the hero versus the 2 people, and this time it's this super-powered villain with 2 people having to unite.
Yeah.
It's just how you have to get that over that they don't like each other. Because in that first one, there's barely begrudging respect. Like Piccolo straight up wants to kill Goku. So when he has to fucking do the special beam cannon through Raditz through Goku, doesn't really even beat an eye. Like, he's like, nah, I finally got to kill him. Like, he is in that moment. It is, like
a huge sigh of relief. It's done. It's happened. Now I'm going to take a son and we're going to train because now we have a problem.
Well, yeah, because that last thing, like, Raditz does is call other Saiyans and tell them that this is going to happen before Piccolo crushes him even more.
Which, right there, could be like how Marvel movies usually ended. You know, they do the main credits, and then they do this cut scene back to where, you know, Raditz's body's lying down, and they see the scanner, and
what I would actually do is when have Raditz say that others will come, Piccolo crush his head. This is what I would do. It's totally your idea here.
All right.
I would have it would black. It would start the credits, and then you'd flash back from the credits to seeing Piccolo after regenerating the arm, grabbing Gohan, and as everyone else complains, Piccolo just flies off with Gohan in hand.
Yeah.
And telling them, we've got a year. And that's it.
Because that's how the story goes.
And then it blacks again. And then the final after credits scene is a close-up of the scanner and an eye, and it's seeing the footage of, like, the last footage of the foot coming down, crushing Raditz. And then the pull away, and it's Vegeta.
Now that would be a great ending.
Yeah, and that's the after credits scene.
Yeah.
No words, just Vegeta looking sternly directly at the camera through the power gauge.
Yes.
And that's how I would the after credits scene. That's how I'd finish it.
Oh, I love that.
But the big part for me is the middle. That second act is the big part for me. We know how we do the first act. The first act is simple. It's on the Kame Island. It's the introduction. It's Goku's narration explaining the story. The whole thing is Goku's narration until he fades out. Right?
Yeah.
Till he dies. And then the last parts are just the cool-ass shots. The second act has to... If you're going to have a second act for this kind of movie, you have to have an act that plays on Piccolo and Goku. Like, they have to... Like, Goku has to look for someone he can fight with.
Mm-hmm.
Piccolo's the obvious choice because he's the only person who's got near equal power to Goku, if not maybe more. There has to be, when Piccolo first is confronted with Goku for this, Piccolo has to not trust Goku and just beat the crap out of him. Like, they have to tussle a bit. And it has to be the noticing the fucking sheer power that fucking makes them fucking decide we have to stop this. Because if we don't fight together, we're both gonna die. And neither of us can get what we want if we're both dead.
Exactly.
And that's the build-up, because the heroes have to come up before they can go down.
Which makes the storyline that much better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The down is Raditz beating the crap out of him until Gohan loses his shit.
Which I will go off and give credit to Team 4-Star for that, because I think they saw that, and they put that in, like, the opening of one of their parodies, where, oh yeah, let's not announce our attacks, Goku. Oh, let's attack him head on. Stop it, Goku. And it's, you know, they've done their research. They know more so than, like, the next person that, you know, we got these two itty-bitty ants and this giant anteaters. Now, what are we going to do?
And the cool thing about this is, though, so if you want to do the narration for how you explain how the back characters and his back history, right? So the whole narration, you can have the voice inside Goku's head, which they did constantly in the show.
Yeah.
But they also had a narrator on top of it. We cut out the other narrators, just Goku. So when Goku's flying with Piccolo, you can hear his thoughts of how he's paranoid about his kid. The cool thing about this is, if Goku's thought process ends, right, you can have a different narrator for the second film.
Yeah.
And you know who you move to the next narrator on, who you focus on in the next film, right?
Mm-hmm. That would be King Kai?
No.
No.
Goku and King Kai are the obvious, right? Because Goku's still going to be the hero at the end of the day.
Sure.
Piccolo?
No. The person with the most growth. And Piccolo is close to having the most growth. But it goes from father to son.
Gohan.
Who's got to go through the training and all of it too?
Yeah.
You've got to focus on Gohan. You have to go from him being a pansy boy who's only super strong because his dad was super strong to begin with. Like, super strong seed made a super strong baby who just didn't know his own power. So now you have the growth of him growing up, Piccolo beating the crap out of him, knowing what's coming. And you can go from the knowledge of where Goku's like, this was my childhood and how I became the man I am today, and these are my friends, to Gohan going, I met my dad's parents. I miss my mom. This is what I lived like. This is what I know. And now I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
And you get him a month or two in the woods. He's already in the uniform, just like his dad's. He's already got the sword on his back. And he's this 9-year-old, 10-year-old boy alone in the woods.
Having to deal with nature itself.
Yeah. And then it's a survival story to get stronger.
Yeah.
And every time, like, he gets knocked down by Piccolo, he's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight the Saiyans. I don't want to do this. You'll fight or you'll die. Or you'll die out here. Either way, I don't care. And he fucking tosses him again. And you get and we can build up Piccolo as this caring figure, because he does care. He's just saying that to motivate him. And then you can jump back to the other world where Goku is training. You know Goku's training. But we don't even have to do that. We never have to show Goku again. Because his narration's done, right? Mm-hmm. Goku shows up at the last moment. The whole battle with Vegeta. Because that's what happens. And then Gohan turns into the giant fucking ape.
Yep.
In Ozu. And you have the whole fight where they beat him. And then it's just, there's no hope. And then there's fucking hope again. And the last shot you have before the battle scene where there's narration is Gohan, half unconscious, looking up at the sky, and you hear in his voice, Daddy. As the overview narration, when you can't see what's there. There's just a dot in the sky above everything, and you just hear, Daddy. And then black, and then the battle scene.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no more narration because he's out unconscious.
Mm-hmm. The narration starts back up when Gohan wakes up with his dad, having defeated, and his dad telling Krillin not to kill Vegeta.
Which makes you really think, because it's right there. That's that make or break situation where we could end it right now. He wouldn't be a problem.
Yep.
He's pretty much to the point where he can't even fire a ki blast.
This literally can be a 2-movie series.
Exactly.
Or we can fucking raise the stakes.
Just let him go. Which they do. Which then, right there, you have movie 3.
Yep.
Easy trilogy.
Trilogy.
If Chris Nolan can make a turd into 3 movies, then we could make a
No,
awesome...
he made a really good detective movie into a turd for 3 movies.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises is fucking horseshit.
The Dark Knight is too.
Dark Knight is a really good study piece on a character portrayal of the Joker, and aside from that, it's awful. Because it's not a Batman film anymore. He's not a detective anymore. He's a whiny guy. I lost the girl because I gotta be a hero. Stop trying to be Spider-Man. Why does everyone want to be Spider-Man? His life is miserable.
Because the only person that can do Spider-Man is Spider-Man, and everyone's just trying to copy what they can't have.
Yeah, every studio's like, oh, this thing worked in Spider-Man. Yeah, for fucking Peter. We get Peter.
Spider-Man.
Peter's decently well-adjusted till his fucking uncle dies. Batman is never well-adjusted.
Never has, never will be.
No.
Well, look at all the arcs in the Batman series. I mean, when he...
God damn it, why isn't Batman... Everyone needs to know that Batman the Animated Series is the single best telling of Batman ever.
Hands down.
The best Batman, the best Joker, hands down the best.
Okay.
My director, Jerry's girlfriend, is waving at us and showing us some thing she's got on her smartphone. I don't know what it is, nor do I care at this moment, because we're trying to record like professional men. Okay, so that's what you'd want to do with the...
Oh, yeah.
That's what you want to do with the movie. You'd make a franchise.
Yeah.
Which is something they did not... Like, I think they actually had plans for a sequel.
The way they ended Dragon Ball Evolution, when Piccolo woke up or
Oh,
something...
yeah, Piccolo's still alive!
Yes,
Yeah.
he is! Yes,
I saw that today, and I blanked it at him. My brain is right now. My brain, with the sheer amount of, like, abuse that my brain has taken from either my biological mother or wars. It's so good at repressing that, like, I watched that, like, 9-10 hours ago, and my brain's already like, we can forget this, right? I know you're in the middle of the podcast, But this hurts.
Very much.
We need to push this in a deep, dark corner, like that chamber that Piccolo somehow mysteriously escaped from, but they didn't explain. It really upsets me. It's not that it's a
time capsule.
It's not. It's. Oh, the capsule corp thing. It bothers me because. He lives in the modern world. How is everyone's vehicle not Capsule Corp anymore?
Who knows?
Like, that was, like, the big thing in the Dragon Ball universe. Everybody's car turns into these little fucking things. It's awesome. We have future technology. We're not in Japan. We're not in China. We're some weird future continent thing.
In the sky.
We have floaty cars and little
My
robots
dad found a spaceship, and just because before that one blew up, he understood it enough to build a whole nother one from scratch. He's brilliant. He made these little capsule things. He's a genius. Interstellar travel in like a month.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just pointed out a lot of fucking plot holes in the series tonight. But it's so
big.
fucking fun. I'm okay with him being a super genius who can understand alien technology. I'm okay with him being able to invent a gravity machine.
Yeah.
Because I've already taken the leap of there's magic fucking balls that bring a fucking dragon that makes one wish, as long as this guy who made them, who happens to be half of the same guy who's the main villain, is alive. As long as those two are alive, magic fucking dragon exists. They didn't even touch on that. Like, they make the wish afterwards. After they make the wish, I remember when I saw it, they make the wish, and I'm like, oh, so Piccolo's still alive. My friend's like, Piccolo's not alive. I'm like, Piccolo is the creator of the Dragon Balls. The Dragon Balls exist, and the magic still works. Piccolo's alive. Done. And then the reveal, and I'm like, see? Piccolo's alive. I was like, this sucks. That means if they make a second one, Piccolo's still the villain.
Oh, God. I don't think I can
Yeah!
sit through...
We're not getting other Saiyans. They didn't make mention. They said beware the Nemeks, right?
Yeah.
Straight up call their race out by name. Never once make reference to the Saiyans.
Wait, so they're gonna jump from, like, Piccolo to, like, what was it? The Super Namek, King Cold. There we go.
Maybe it was leading
No, not
up to
King
the...
Cold.
King Cold is Frieza's dad.
Yeah, you're right.
You're wrong.
Oh my god.
Maybe it was leading up to the Frieza thing, where they actually go to Namek.
But
that
fuck
could have
that.
been the idea.
Nah,
That would have still been awful.
Yeah. I don't know. With how awesome everybody looked in the movie, just imagine what Frieza would have looked like. It would have been 90 minutes of this isn't even my final form.
The whole movie is just transformation sequences.
And it turns into Star Wars. We have 6 movies. This isn't even my final form.
Oh
Oh
god.
god, I remember.
He turns into a trash can. Thanks, Disney, for taking all the things and making them better.
Oh god.
I just remembered it is Lord Slug. Wow, there we go.
There you go.
God, I know my stuff. I really do. Just when you know, you have...
Oh yeah, there's a microphone in front of you, and we've been talking and goofing around, and we've got on so many tangents.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
because the movie's so awful.
Yeah,
It is.
you don't want to talk about it. I would rather reference Man of Steel, which fucking broke my heart, than... Because Man of Steel is terrible in the fact that it just gets the character wrong. This movie is terrible in the fact that it's just
It gets everything wrong.
absolutely horse shit. There's no entertaining visuals. Man of Steel had some entertaining visuals. It's too dark for Superman, but at least it's like, oh, he flies. That moment's cool. Oh, this happens. That moment's cool. There is never a moment in this film where I'm like, oh, cool. There's never a joke in this movie where I'm like, huh, nothing. Nothing. Just me staring at the screen going, I fucking hate Nick. For 90 minutes, I was just like, fuck him.
I thought it was 180.
I don't know how many minutes that movie is.
Well,
I think it's about
No,
2
you
hours
watched
now.
it
Is
twice.
it 2 hours?
Yeah.
Well, no, I fell asleep.
You watched it 1.5 times.
My dreams were awful because of it. It was like, oh, this is terrible. It was like watching my life, but with actors in it who could possibly do better, but everything they said doesn't sound like it's coming out of their mouths.
like they're
Did they
translating
go?
what they say.
You know what I think it is? Is I think they really went for the Kung Fu Hustle vibe.
Yeah, maybe they were trying
where
to
they're
be racist.
overdubbing
It
everything.
was just straight racism. They're like, you're gonna talk, and then we're just gonna let your mouth move differently from what we actually make you say.
It wasn't even that.
Racist bastard!
It wasn't even that. It was just that like the lip match was just slightly off, and that the volume sound and it sounded so in a booth like they weren't in the moment when they made it. Like it was so dry, and it was so.
I'm telling you, on day one, on the set, the sound guy fell the fuck asleep. And they're like, we can't do this, we're gonna do ADR for the rest of it. So no sound happened at all for the rest of the movie. That was all just added, because that asshole fell asleep and the boom pole fell in every shot. That's what happened. That should have been day one. They're like, we should just fucking scrap the movie. Our sound guy can't. The sound guy has.
Oh my god, that should. Okay. When your movie is so bad that the original creator's like, I'm gonna go make the series again because I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want this to be what my thing is known for. So I'm gonna go make new stuff from this. And then you go, oh, this is so bad. Do you know why this got approved?
No.
They had this. Oh, they had this on the table for years. For years they had this on the table, right? And the only reason they pushed to film it with the shitty script that they had was because the writer's strike.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, because it was.
They didn't do rewrites or anything. The reason they didn't show it to critics or anything is because they couldn't do rewrites because they knew it was shit. And they just made it so they'd have something to put out in the summer.
All they had.
It literally was all 20th Century Fox, 21st Century Fox had for 2009.
Oh God, 20th Century Fox, stop drinking.
Look, I'm gonna look for the Screenwriters Guild. Let me just say this: just fucking deal with people, make contract negotiations, deal with the union, the guild, and like get because I can't go through another situation of just horrible reality television and terrible movies.
Yeah.
I want people who are writers writing things and people who are artists directing them. That's it. That's all I want in my entertainment. If it's a moving entertainment, solid scripts, solid filming, and none of that was in this.
No.
Mm-mm.
Let's roll the ideas on the dartboard and let's blindfold the intern.
Yep. Oh, that's Spider-Man formula. Oh, those Japanese characters. Oh, we're gonna cast Asian people? No, I mean a couple.
I'll give you two.
I like Asian girls. That girl's cute. Let's cast her. Oh, that sounds like racist Hollywood.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure. Let's shoehorn a black guy in there. Ernie Ladd. What's the Ghostbuster no one cares about doing? And that's nothing on Ernie Ladd. I mean, when you're with the other three who are the Ghostbusters he was with, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, like you look at you look at that lineup, and then you're like, oh, and then Ernie Ladd, and you're like, yeah, I understand why everyone forgot Ernie Ladd. No offense to Ernie Ladd, but like three giants, and then just Ernie Ladd. Great actor, fine actor, but not the comedic dynamo of the other three.
I mean, I will give credit where credit is. He tries. He really.
Oh no, he fits the mold of what they needed him to do.
Yeah.
But he's like the straight man.
Yeah. Just straightforward. Just goes. I'm just gonna be calm, cool, collective, and just tell you how it is.
Also, he's got the fakest dyed white eyebrows I've ever seen. Like, you look at it and go, motherfucker, you're not gray.
Oh, not at all.
Oh, God. On that note, I think we should wrap this up. I think we got ahead. All you really have to do is tell the stories that have already been there. There's easy ways to condense it. You don't have an attack last 5 shows.
Exactly.
But you could definitely do it if you focus on the right characters instead of jumping back and forth. And I think the thing that we learned about this movie is pay writers.
Don't force them to strike.
And if the creator of a series doesn't like your script, don't fucking make it.
Scrap it and start afresh.
If it looks bad, just don't. Just
don't.
lock it up in a vault and totally forget it like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Call it a wash, man. Call it a wash.
Exactly.
Well, I am Thomas Sinclair. You can always find me on Twitter at the T Sinclair, on Facebook, the Thomas Sinclair. My glorious partner in crime, our director, is Jerry Gossett, so kudos to him. Thank you for recording and chiming in today. And my guest, my special guest, who decided to make me watch this horrible movie,
I'm sorry.
is Nick Sharp. Nick, what's your what are you on Twitter?
I believe it's Taz24.
Taz24. That'll definitely be in the in the description section for you all below. I hope everyone had as much fun listening to this as we did recording it.
Indeed. Actually, it's Nick Sharp24.
Nick Sharp24. At Nick Sharp24 on Twitter. He actually has his name. I'm Thomas Sinclair. This is I Want to Like This. Y'all have a great night.
Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Works as lube.
Wait, the peace, the love, or the chicken grease?
Well, if you make the peace sign, you're going to need a lot of love and a lot of lube.
So the love versus lube?
No, if you love, you use lube. And that's the chicken grease. We are getting on a tangent. We need...
Not this again, no.
No. We do.
That was I Want to Like This, Dragonball Evolution with Nick Sharp. If you found this conversation funny, let us know in the comments below, or find us on Facebook at I Want to Like This. And of course, you can always communicate with us. Maybe you want to talk about a movie. Maybe you want to enter in the discussion. Find us on Twitter at I Want to Like This. For I Want to Like This, I'm Tom Sinclair. Have a great day.